Week 3, 5D Chess League. This is where it all goes down. We've got our league match against Tesseract, the one and only. A formidable opponent to be sure. And I gotta arrange with him my game. So let's do. Okay. Whew. A little nervous. I'm always a little nervous. Always a little nervous before a tournament game. But, you know, a little bit of nerves is a good thing. Keeps you on your toes. You know? Let's get this show on the road. Let me send him the match. Random color. Medium timer. I haven't played 5D chess in a hot minute. Unfortunately, I had to travel, so there's no stream this week. So I haven't played in a little bit. I haven't played in a little bit. Probably since my stream the Saturday before last. So am I warmed up? No. The answer is absolutely not. Shall I take black first is what he asks. I don't mind either way. Maybe just random? Opponent asked if he should take black first, but I don't know. Okay. He has sent us a code. So we will go by his code. Out of courtesy. I think he might be going black first. Not sure why, but, you know, that's cool too. I believe this is the code. If I'm setting it up, this minimizes the risk I get a penalty. I see. Well, okay, let's join the match. Okay. GLHF. Okay, here we go. This is serious mode. Gotta get our hair out of our eyes so we can be real serious time gamers. Whew. Gotta get the blood pumping. Do some stretches. Neck in the back. All right. Okay. I usually crash because of my medication this time of day, so, you know, the waking myself up is a bit of a necessary component. Should have done some jumping jacks or something. Okay. I think that's sufficient. That's enough ritual. We said GLHF. He said GLHF. On we go. No turning back now. We're going to start knight f3. Per usual. Let's see what our opponent has in store for us. Tesseract, he's crafty. He's very good. I think I have a losing record against him, career. Not that we played a crazy amount. Okay, standard, knight f3, knight f6. We're just going to go with a tame d4, d5. Here, we're going to go ahead and play knight c3. c6. All right, we are blitzing these moves out. Let's just play bishop f4, develop our bishop. See where we go from there. Oh, and here we've given our opponent pause. Okay. Now I think we play the annoying 95 and just see what happens. Just see what happens. This is a record number of moves from me personally, given this amount of time on the clock. It's got to be said. We're breaking new ground, so who knows how this one will turn out. Oh, okay. So this has happened now. Interesting. So he wants to kick the knight. I mean, which personally I kind of understand. Historical moment. Woo, Dave is here. How's it going, Dave? This is a tournament match, so we're super serious time thinking. Now, this is where we will use some amount of time. He's kicking this knight. What are the ramifications if I do nothing? Taking here might be good because it kicks his knight back, right? So maybe even something like this so that I don't give his knight. Well, okay, so takes. If something like this, then, well, we have takes, and if takes, we get this, which is kind of nice for us. Kicking this knight seems kind of good to me. I have to be very careful here. Taking here kind of loses me. Like, this outpost is really nice. I enjoy having this outpost here. Having this guy here might end up being really annoying for him. Maybe this is what we do, so that after takes, if he does something like this, then we can capture with no quarrel. I hope that's okay. Now, after takes, there's always this danger. And a danger to takes, and then here. And that would be annoying, but I can't really cover both of those possibilities with one move. Knight c3, wow. Yeah, I know. Someone turned me on to it recently. Okay, I'm taking too much time. I think that I probably like this in order to prevent this move after this trade happens. Anything else I can kind of handle, I think. Yeah, let's go with it. This was the other candidate move. Okay, so takes has happened. Now I think we takes with the pawn. Right? This is uncharted territory for me. I actually don't know. I don't really know which way is up here. I have to be careful. Here. Kicking this knight is generally good. I do sort of give up this is the only problem here. And after takes, well, okay. Yeah, okay, so that's what I was slightly afraid of. Now, this is kind of tricky. The only issue here is, oops, knocked the mic. Sorry about that, fam. Now doing this opens up this diagonal, and that's potentially problematic. Now, what are things that we can do here? we can certainly be very careful. If something like this, then after this here, then we go back to, so this happens, and then, so if I do this now, then after this, oh, and I can provide check like this. So this is dangerous for him, right? It's also dangerous for me. This square I've got covered so many times, I'm not too worried about it. If a sack happens here, I can basically just ignore it. What else am I looking for here? We're gonna do this and not flag. It's been a while since I've played. I don't want to get back into my flagging habits. The nice thing about this is that if he has to do something, well, okay, this, and then we go, so after next turn, this, and then we'll go back to this turn, so it'll be here, right? Check here, and then we can check like this, and then something happens, presumably he moves, and then we take this knight maybe. Well, okay. He's here. We deliver this check. And then he has to do something. And if we... How do we mate from there? If we push like this, then he can maybe go back. It's not ideal, is it? So I think after check we do this. So we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. Oh, that's interesting. That I didn't expect. Now it's difficult to do this little move here. So now if we go here, and next turn, then we can sacrifice here. And again, I don't really see after takes. We don't have the check because that's before we do this. So now if we go here, not this turn, but next turn, if we go here, not this turn, but next turn, and we sack on this board here, then basically only move here, and then we can't do this. So maybe kicking this knight is the play. The only problem with that is that we... He's also defended this bishop in the process, which is good for him. Now if we do this, it's probably dangerous to keep this undefended. So, do we do this? Yeah, I don't want to waste time. That knight is really dangerous. Wow, we've already wasted so much time. Moon first. That's the advice. Moon first. I got to get back into that mentality. Again, I haven't played 5D chess in quite a while. I've been thinking about 5D chess a lot, but it's very different, you know. In your head versus on the board, very different experience, especially with the timer. Actually, I think that Tesseract generally, if I remember correctly, I mean, he likes to take his sweet time. I mean, in this game, obviously, he's got a good time advantage. But my point is that I need to be careful. The thing is, okay, if takes here, then I do this, and I probably end up castling, to be honest. If doesn't takes here, if takes with the bishop, then I set up an f7 travel. So I don't know. It's really tricky. It's a really tricky position. Hey, Romad, thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it. How's it going, man? It's been a hot minute. This is my tournament game, week 3 league match versus Tesseract. It's been a little while since I've played, so I'm a little rusty. But I don't know. Interesting position. I don't know how this has come about. It's a weird one for sure. I have to be very careful. I didn't get a notification. That's kind of weird. Like normally I'd get, there'd be a little thing if I was raiding, or if I was getting raided. An alert. Pleasant jingle. We haven't lost the game, have we? No, we just opened this up, so this isn't mate. Oh, is there a travel or something crazy right now? Huh. What's this all about? Well, we certainly have to take care of this. I'm so confused. Oh, is this one of those... Is this one where, like, this happens... and then somehow this is mate? If so, hats off to our opponent. We knew that this was the danger with this move. It's kind of crazy if that's what happened. Because right now, yeah, so this is checking us here like this, but this guy is currently blocked like so. But next turn, it won't be blocked, and it'll go here, and then it'll check us like this. And if this happens, then when our opponent does this, yeah, this queen won't be, right? That's how this works. What if we do this? Well, I mean, that's just no good. Or am I wrong about that? Maybe that's not how this works. Well, only one way to find out. I don't think that we have any other move because we're in check. We gotta get out of check. It's not like we have a travel. I mean, that's just sort of what we have to do. Is this like somehow mate? Is there like a crazy way where that's mate? Yeah. This move? It is! Wow! Oh! That's so cool. That's so cool. Oh man. That's so cool. How have I never seen this before? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Oh man. Okay. This guy, queen comes out here, check now, because it's the bishop doesn't block the queen going into the past until his next turn, because this is the turn, you know, this bishop isn't here when this queen has to go through there, and so now I can't reach. It makes so much sense. Oh, GG's. GG's. Is this already the league match? It is the league match. Hey Los, how's it going? This is a really cool idea. Check this shit out. Oh man, GG's. I feel partially responsible. I had this against Lexi, but better. Oh, actually, this is really similar, isn't it? But it's different. No, I remember. This was game 2 against Lexi. In your league match. I think I remember. But it's slightly different, but it's the same idea. That's so cool. All right, let's congratulate our opponent. Okay. All right. Rep L, our opponent. Okay. Oh man, GG. That's so cool. Okay. All right. So we lost game 1. And that's the game where we were white, so it's not ideal. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. He had to go h6 to prevent this, so then he can play b5. Ah. Do you mean a6? Yeah. I was considering doing that, but then I took on b5 and went bishop c6. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Yeah. So to avoid that, had to go a6 to go b5. Or sorry, you know, it was the other way around because he was like white versus black. Yeah. So a6 or oops, like a6. And then b5, and then the bishop took on b5. Or no, the bishop didn't take on b5. Something else took on b5. So then there's a similar idea. Check out Andre and Lexi's game. I think it's on Lexi's YouTube. You could have just not moved your knight. Oh yeah. There I could have just not moved my knight. I mean, I thought, yeah, I didn't see that was there, obviously. I thought I had the time, you know, like if we wanted to do that, I thought that the queen blocked, but then as soon as he played it, I realized like, oh shit, I messed up. That's one of the weaknesses of playing d4. If you put the knight on c3, then it can't move it. Yeah, I've been talking about that. Actually, I had a discussion about that maybe just earlier today with Andre, and sort of figured it's fine. Bad idea to try new openings in tournament games. I agree. I always play c3 there. I just wanted to mix it up and play knight c3. Andre even commented about it right at the very beginning, even though earlier today I told him that I thought it was bad. So I mean, you know, that was my bad. You don't try to mix it up in a tournament match. I have no one to blame but myself. But that was a good first game. Now we're all warmed up. Now we get black. Ready for the next one? Ready. All right, private match. Okay. GLHF. All right. Now we're black. I lost you in a tournament like that? Yeah. Yeah. That's how it goes. Well, live and learn, right? That's the moral of the story is don't try new openings in tournament games. That's how it goes. But we got another game. Game 1 is in the past. I didn't even say that I thought it was good. No, I know. No, there were other ideas in a way that match didn't end up panning out. I had some ideas in the back of my mind, but ooh. E6. Now. Now I'm unsure. I think that we're going to go knight f6 regardless. Andre's laughing because he knows what's going through my mind right now. This is really funny. This is really funny. Oh, this is hilarious. I can't even really tell stream why it's hilarious. Stream, this is hilarious. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I've been looking at this position and I've had some good ideas. Why is it hilarious? Okay, we're just gonna come clean to chat. The other day, Andre told me that he liked playing e3. It is a bit of a long story, but we're probably gonna wait here for a bit. I won't take time on my own clock. I had some ideas against this opening in order to exploit it so that I could sack on f3. Now, I sort of correspondence chessed out some of those ideas with Andre, and I showed him this really tricky line that I came up with myself, and it was a secret in case anyone opened e3 against me in tournament. Let me think. No, I think there's no way, right? I'm leaning d5 here because you don't want to play new openings in a tournament. I think we're going to play d5 here. Okay. So what happened then is Andre got by the line, and then we talked about how it could be prevented. Then, right before this match, Tesseract plays Andre in a game where he's like, I'm about to play Samet in tournament, I need a warm-up game. So he plays Andre. He plays exactly the same opening that I had secretly been prepping against Andre. I mean, not secret, that I'd secretly been prepping and that I played against Andre. So Andre had the practice from our mock game, and he knew how to counter it, and he just beat Tesseract as white in this position. And he was like, dude, you'll never guess, Tesseract played this crazy opening that you came up with against me, and because we had talked about it, I caught him off guard with the counter, and I won. Now, Tesseract is playing the white side of that against me, so if I would do exactly what I was going to do as black in this position with my secret strats, but now Tesseract knows how to counter it as white because Andre beat him as white in this position against the secret strats because I prepped Andre to beat this strategy. So the fact that I played the game with Andre and that Tesseract somehow independently came up with exactly the same strategy and used it against Andre, and Andre knew how to beat it only because I played that against him. Now Tesseract knows how to beat it, the strategy that we independently came up with and that I know how to beat because I played with Andre, because he played with Andre, and Andre knew how to beat it. Like, yeah, I mean, truth is stranger than fiction, I guess. It's meta AF. There's like a lot of layers going on here. And I'm so taken aback. Oh my god, okay. Well, our opponent thought maybe that I would do what he thought I would do because that's what he did, and he didn't know that I knew that he did that against Andre, who did what I would do against him when he did that. And so he was ready for what I would do if I were him, but I'm not. So what's it gonna be? How are we gonna play this? He doesn't know either. He doesn't know his, like, any of this story. He just thinks he played a game with Andre. And it didn't go so well. And so now he's confident playing the white side of this. Oh my god. Alright. It's a little annoying, but to be honest, not crazy annoying. I think we can just go do a cheeky little bishop f5 here. Yeah? Because if takes, we don't really give a shit, do we? I mean, I guess we could always play... Could always play g6 here to prevent this from ever being a problem, but this knight is already here, so actually I don't give a fuck. So maybe we do this, and we threaten a sack of our own. It's either that or this. No, we don't want to trap our bishop in. We're going to develop the bishop. Now if takes here, it doesn't matter. He doesn't even have the... Well, okay, maybe the queen can... The thing is, the queen can't come out here. Oh. So he doesn't want me to be able to sack. I have a one-turn window where I can sack now, which sucks. The only place that I can sack is onto this board next turn, and that's not good because his knight is here. Not to mention I've got my diagonal open. So that's a little important for him to do. Now, we probably want to do a little bit of this action. Could always do this, kick that knight. Could always do this. Kick the knight kind of forces the issue, right? Yeah, let's just kick this knight. Let's kick the knight here and now. I like that play. Kick the knight. Next turn we want to play e6. Not just to open up there as our bishop, but also to connect this queen to this knight and just our kingside in general. Eventually it may not be a bad idea to push g6 here. I mean, right now we've got our situation more than covered. Could also kick this queen. We could do something weird where maybe we open up the position a little bit more. We kick this queen. He's super underdeveloped, so I think we have an advantage here. Unless there's time travel bullshit. The problem is the only places he can time travel from are like... Oh. It is I who was the silly one. I think I'm okay with this trade, though. Right? We're okay with this trade. Oh, this isn't defended. Or here's the alternate version of that entire plan is I blunder. And as a result, we lose. But there's still game to be played. I have time on my clock and pieces on my board. So you know, happens. Happens. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. Oh, it pains me to watch myself do this to myself. Okay. Maybe we kick this queen. Kicking the queen seems reasonable. Maybe? Let's think. Let's think long and hard. Let's think long and hard. Bra moment indeed. It happens. Technically, it's a trade, not the best one. Yeah. Question is there a way that we can take advantage of the fact that we have tempo on our opponent? Do we make this trade? I think that's a crucial question. If we do something like this, then maybe something like this becomes tricky. Maybe something like this is good. Then what? Kicking here gives him what option? What if he takes here? We don't want to trade a queen for a queen. When we're down a piece, right? I mean, you never want to trade pieces when you're down material, but this is, I mean, this is the world that we have built for ourselves. I'm too scared of this knight. I think we have to take it. And I think that one way that we're going to win is with a time advantage. So we have to be super, 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 super careful here. Would have been nice to be maybe super, super careful, you know, a little bit earlier. But it is what it is. Now what do we do? So after this, this is an option, which kicks the queen. Kicks the queen and... Okay, let's slow down and be careful. Where is this queen going? Where's this queen going? Let's play a nothing move. And see where our opponent's queen can go. Nowhere scary. Yet. Opening up f6 seems like a mistake, but if we kick this queen, then we provide ourselves a, like, either he defends f7 or, no, that seems bad. I think we're gonna play e6 here and hope that we don't lose. We want to create a board that we can time travel to where f7 is defended. If he plays g3 here, that's a real thorn in my side. It's a real pain in my ass. We have to get super clever if we want to survive this game. This is tactical piece sacrifice. Our mantra is, you know, fuck with your enemy. If you don't know what you're doing, then your opponent won't know what you're doing. That's what we're going for right here. It's not a tactical sacrifice, it's a psychological sacrifice. Exactly. Sink first, moon later. Yeah. Oh no. Maybe we should have played a little bit of warm up. But I couldn't. I didn't really have time. I haven't had time to play any games for the last like 2 weeks. Let's think double time here. What are our opponent's threats? We want to win. We also want to not lose. We probably can't spend too much time. We've come full circle, it seems. We probably don't want to lose too much time worrying about losing, because then we won't have enough time to win. Does that make sense? Where time is faster, on Earth or on the moon? Okay, everyone be quiet. I need silence. Where is this going? Where's this queen going? There? Doesn't seem good. Anywhere else? No. The answer is no. Answer is no. So, what do you do here? Bishop out? Kick this queen? We're just kicking the shit out of this queen, eh? Alternatively, one of these, but that doesn't really help us get... You know, then our knight's undefended, and it's just a big mess. This maybe is a better bet. Then again, it doesn't defend here. This maybe is a good bet. If we move this bishop, the issue is that we are no longer... If we move this bishop, we're no longer defending this square. Where can he go here? We have to moon first. And also sink later. Not easy to do. Easier said than done. That's what they don't tell you about that mantra. Here, and then move there somewhere. Like there. No, can't. There could be done. So maybe this is something that we want to do? Well, not really. Here prepping this, but then this is undefended. This immediately doesn't do anything. It's such a waste of time. Such a waste of time. But we need a game plan. This blocks the travel. But there's no way that he can, well, maybe if he does this. And then this. It's important that we think here. It really is. This. And then here, maybe. And that's no good. We want an f7 sac. How do we make an f7 sac? I don't see any other way. So we're going to do this with the idea of kicking the queen next turn. I'm really struggling to come up with creative ideas. And this is so slow. But I don't see any other way really that we can get there. Everything, it's almost like we have fewer pieces to work with. Because we do. We also have to really be careful about some time travelinos. He obviously can't travel from here because he moved from that square one turn ago, so he's blocking it right now. He has to know that we're preparing, that he's got to open up this file somehow. I mean, basically what we have to do is take advantage of the fact that the only piece that is currently active for our opponent is indeed this queen. And we have to sort of kick it around, not lose in the process. And somehow turn this ship around. That's interesting. I'm unclear on what that does, but if we do anything now, he's got maybe some dangerous time travels. Dangerous is a strong word. what is the idea with this guy? Oh, I guess to prevent this from happening. Okay. So now we've removed, if we kick this now, it can't go here, here, or here, or here. It can go here. And is that okay with us is the question that we need to ask. Probably, right? Because then we can do this. It can go here, or it can time travel. If it goes there, are we happy with that? Probably not, right? If he goes here, then what's our play? Besides cry. Maybe we do this instead. That takes away even more squares. It does give him a time travel eventually to a place where this is. That's not ideal. If he goes here, maybe we go here. Kick him like that. All right. That's the plan for now. We can't afford to undefend this knight right now. We need to kick this queen big time. We also need to watch out for our own not lose. What's going on with this bishop? We put ourselves in a bit of a tough spot. That said, we have ideas here, I think. Okay, that was pretty much his only move, in my humble opinion. Now, is this an idea? Okay, so what happens if this here and then takes? Then this here, and then the next turn we travel. So we would travel to, this guy would be clear. It wouldn't be, it would be boom, and then our next turn, this knight would be here, and then this queen would be here, and then it would go back to here where this queen is here, here where this knight is there, here on this board. Oh shit, it gets blocked in time? That's ridiculous. Does it really? Have I done that math right? So if we were to move this queen here and time travel this turn, then that would get us... So if we were to time travel, and if we were to not do this knight move, then we would time travel. We'd go here and then time travel to here on this board. But instead, we have to do one move before that. Or no, actually, yes. We would move here and then time travel to here on this board, here on this board, etc., etc. But we're not doing that. So we would travel, delay a turn, then move, then travel to here on that board, the next board, here on this board, here on this board, here on this board. Not ideal. There is a queen at that stage defending that space. So question is what we do next. We could suffocate this queen with pawns. That's an idea. Here prepares this knight move next. Here prepares this pawn push next. Which actually I kind of like. This queen's kind of stuck, right? But it undefends this. Which sets us up for a sad time travel. Sets him up for a sad time travel. Maybe don't worry about it so much. Because then we can time travel back to a place where this queen on this board can capture. Okay. We're running low on time, but again, I did not lose. Whatever. I need to play a move. Can't waste my time thinking about that. I mean, if the queen's not there, if we kick the queen before, you know, he has the opportunity to do that time travel, it doesn't even matter. So I think that our time management has left a lot to be desired this game. I mean, our only saving grace is that he's going to have a lot of trouble activating these pieces. So we just got to make something happen before that happens, basically. Now what are our ideas? Moon first, but sink before. Hello, Isarp, how's it going? Spoiler alert, Bon Cloud time. Today has not been our finest work. You know, tonight, I mean, happens. You have good days and you have bad days. It happens. I mean, preferable to not blunder the simple things in tournament, but we don't get to make these decisions. We should really think on our opponent's time. After this, where's our opponent go? Is his queen trapped? Might be trapped. That'd be pretty cool. Well, I mean, it's not trapped because it has to, but if it fucks off, you know, here. After this push. If he does something like, I don't know, this or something like that, then this, I think, puts us in a happy place. Am I wrong about that? I don't think I'm wrong about that. Yeah, because where can you go? Here, 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 here. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's like our opponent knew what we were thinking. It's like he heard us. Okay, he did have to move back. That's good for us? Question mark? I'm pretty sure that's good for us. Now. We may have given ourselves an opportunity, but it's unclear. Question is how we capitalize. could now set up a sack. Probably not anywhere good. If we go here, he pretty much has to take, and we don't have that many pieces to play around with, so maybe that's bad. Okay, we only have 4 minutes on the clock, so we have to be very careful. This seems like a waste of time. This is an interesting idea. We don't want to undefend this pawn. This does undefend that pawn. This is not yet a compelling enough idea. Shit, how do we convert here? We have to be so careful. Something like this enables something like how the fuck do we get rid of this guy? This and then this? Question mark? Does that seem wise? Then this is undefended. And that's not great for us. So we need to not flag. We need to not flag. If I'm just making nothing moves because I don't know what to do, that's not good for us either. This is an idea. Maybe not a great one. If this here, whatever. If this here could be a pain. Probably missed the window, right? If we wanted to do something like this, like now if we actually manage to get a queen here and then go back in time, it's always going to be, f7's always going to be defended, so it's not like ideal for us, is it? This opens up this, and that's not really a thing that we want to do. This is maybe promising. We don't want to waste time. We don't want to lose time. Can't think of a better move, so we really have to sort of be super careful about time now. We do have something like push and then here, and then set up this sec. These are ideas. Maybe I should have done that last turn. Push here. And then when takes, we do this. And if takes, we have to do this. But then takes like this, and then this. And then suddenly we're in trouble. Unclear whether we're in trouble. Yeah, super unclear. It's not a good way to get my rook in the game either. Got my pawns pushed up. Probably making them do work is a piece of the puzzle. I haven't thought about activating my queen in this direction, but it doesn't seem good. I think we're playing for these ideas, for this push here, knight here, and then with the ideas of putting a queen here and then sacking. He does have checks that he can deliver, which make this not perfect. Oh wow, he does that. Well, that's a good way to stop what I wanted to do. So in that sense, we should commend our opponent. Maybe this now? With weird, like, move up the rook plays? I no longer know what's happening, but we don't have time. We don't have the... Knowing what's happening is a luxury. It's a luxury that we can't afford right now, frankly. This pawn is now only defended by this knight, but if takes, then it'll be defended by this as well. Of course, our opponent then has come in. We've kind of... This knight's kind of stuck here now, defending like all of these squares. Thankfully, it's relatively safe. But, you know, we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. We have to think incredibly hard. The fact that these pieces are doing very little is the only reason that we're remotely in this game right now. This is a very complicated structure. Oh, what does this do? Set up a travel of some sort? Yeah, maybe like this and then takes or something weird. No, what? Not sure. I don't think I have the luxury of getting to think about what that means. I think we just take here. I mean, be my guest. By all means. Good move. Good move. Good move. Don't think about it too much. Maybe it does turn out to be a good move. I actually don't know. Man, this position is... I mean, what even? Now it's actually quite a bit of a shit show. I really don't know how this goes. Should probably figure out how many... Okay, so normally I would be able to sack when it's my turn. 1, 2, and so on the second turn here, on this turn here. So from the current turn, 2 squares, 3 squares. On the current turn, 2 squares. So the previous turn, so 2 turns ago. I can get to a position 2 turns ago with something like knight move, queen out, and then sack, if that makes sense. So like if it was our turn here, if I've done my math right, then we could get to f7 on this board if it's uninterrupted, which our opponent has plenty of ways to interrupt us, but weird. The time is really actually getting... We're gonna have to initiate gamer lean. The time situation is getting serious. If he doesn't take here, then we have so much stuff to do. We could do this with check, and then something like this. No, it doesn't work, because if check then takes, then this, it doesn't actually work. We could do this takes and then this. actually. Whoa, queen back is not the move that I expected there. That's kind of crazy. Now we have the option of doing this, and if takes, we have this, which seems good. We can also take here. Probably want to takes here. And then if takes, we have check. Sink first. Or move first, sink later. This is always this knight's duty to prevent this from happening. Now there's some real crazy fucking shit happening. This is where it's like, what even is going on right now? Okay. What does this actually do though? Moon first, sink later? Question mark. That was probably a bad move, because it undefends this knight, but I mean, we now have the opportunity to push this as well. The only thing that we need to be careful about is this threatening this mate. But we could move our king out of the way to prevent that. So actually it's not such a big deal. Actually, maybe king move to, king up to move the queen over, I think was the actual play. Well, we could still do king up this way, actually. King up this way, queen over. Oh, that takes way too much time, though. Okay, our opponent is really low on time. That's really good for us. Actually, king up to get this rook over here is, like, amazing. What even is the idea here? We need to do this so that we don't lose time. King up so that we can scooch our rook over. We have a lot of ideas now. Push this up, move this around as well. Don't give him any time to think about this. Don't give him any time to think about this. Here's where we don't give him any time to think about this. Don't give him any time to think about this. Don't give him any time to think about this. That's unfortunate, because now our opponent has increment. Oh, we won on time. How the fuck did we win this game? Oh my god, dude. Yes, I could have promoted here. This is a free promotion. It's not lost on me that there's no reason that I didn't promote here. I think if he had his animations turned off, to be honest, he probably would have won. If I had to guess, that's probably what happened. But we fucking won. This is the epitome of, like, what even was I thinking? Like, look, we set this up. I was thinking, oh, this is cool because it gives us like a time travel or some garbage. We could have just promoted here, and then we would have had like a win the next game or something with the next turn or something. Granted, after this, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we win here, but the question is, does he like defend in time? What's cool is that we can, like, these pawns kind of defend each other here, and you know, this eventually like will catch up to see these queens. I don't know. I think that black is probably better there, but oh, I had 4 times less time. No need to beat yourself up. Yeah, thanks, Andre. Thanks for keeping me level-headed. 5D end games. Yeah, we were firing on all cylinders to try to make something out of nothing. We were really like squeezing water from a stone there at the very end. Holy shit. All right. Lost to the animation. I was just telling Chet that you would have survived if you had animations off. GG, man. Well, let's rep the W. You know what? That's all right. We lost game 1 to a pretty avoidable blunder. I mean, honestly, could have been avoided if, you know, our head was in the right place, but I mean, that's how it goes. Or if we had actually opened an opening that we've played before instead of knight c3 over c3. Game 2, we also blundered, but I think that between those 2 games, you know, we sort of earned this. You know, in terms of the blunder economy, like the exchange rate for blunder v blunder, you know, it's all right, you know. Whew. Very good time management at the end. Not too good at the middle. I know. I'm also bad at time management. I was good at time management for a hot like 2 streams. And then we took a week off because I had real life obligations, and then this happened. I sunk 4 Bs. Congrats. Thanks, chat. I'm glad that I had company. I think that I really needed, you know, some to feel a presence here. My hand held. That was a stressful experience. Let's see. So we've tied Tesseract, which means that I think in our league, Sarp is ahead of us. And I think we're tied with Majo Chicken. So I think if I win my next 2 games, then it's most likely that I will win, at least by SB. I think it depends on if Tesseract loses, because I think Sarp beat Tesseract 2-0. And if Tesseract does poorly his next 2 games, then his Sonneborn Burger for having beaten Tesseract twice will be worse than my Sonneborn Burger. We'll see. Exactly the right mentality. Opponent needs time to think too. If you lost this game, I would have been responsible for both your losses. It's so true. It's so true. Okay, yeah. I don't know if our opponent... I don't think Tesseract knows, like, the meta game of this game. With this opening that we had, you know, with the crazy Andre stuff. If you didn't hear the story, you're gonna have to wait for the VOD, because I can't retell the story now, but... Wow. Yeah. Lost game 1 due to Andre. Lost game 2 due to Andre. Feels bad. Yeah, maybe I need to stop conferring with Andre. That's really funny. That's really funny how the extent to which Andre influenced this set. Oh, man. I think that the moral of the story is if you want to be prepared for like a tournament set, don't. Just go in blind, you know, and then you'll have less going on in your mind fogging up your good 5D gameplay. I'm pulling the strings clearly. There's a 5D game maker and it's Andre. Makes me suspicious, Andre. Shit. This was quite a game. Maybe should we see what would happen if our opponent could do this in time? If he hadn't lost to the animation. What's our quickest route to victory? It's not obvious. I think that in response to this, the thing is that this pawn isn't defended. But we now have timeline priority with less than 10 seconds. I don't know how well we would have been able to. Actually, knight here is maybe a pretty easy clap. Yeah, I think knight here is an easy clap because if takes, then we have on this board, this knight time travels to take this queen. And so that puts this guy in check. So probably needs to take, and then we have check, and then queen has to take, and then rook takes, and then we probably have a time travel to a board where we can get mate from there. Because after rook takes, we have the second queen incoming as well. No, I think that if this had happened, I probably would have won because this was my instinct. Unless there's obvious disruption besides takes this. The fact that we have two timelines in this insane situation with like question mark, question mark, question mark number of queens. I think that's pretty crazy. Do we have travels on this board as well? This looks pretty good for us. But then after takes, this is defended, so we can't immediately... Yeah, it's okay. It's actually not so good for us. Crazy fucking game, dude. Crazy game. Okay, wow. That certainly happened. Yeah, I would have gone for this too. And then just randomly jump around near his king with my knights. Yeah, we would have probably tried to flag him. The more timelines, though, the less flagability. But I think we probably had this. I think that instead of this queen move, yeah, moving this, I commented on it at the time, but like doing this king move to bring this rook over way earlier. Actually, with the queen, probably it would have been better. Like if we had done like king here, maybe after takes this. If I had done like king here and then queen here after takes, which defends the knight, maybe that would have been better because then it's immediate mate after this takes is immediate mate, and he can't defend with his light square bishop because our pawn. Okay, that's what happened. Not necessarily more timelines equals more blunders, that's true, and his king looks more endangered. His king does definitely look endangered. I mean, what a game this was. What a game this was. We got there. Let's see if our opponent said anything. GG, I think you're in a winning position by the end if we had more time. Says our opponent. Let's reply. Yeah, I think especially with timeline advantage, there were really scary ideas. But who knows? Wow, both players won with black, which is, I think, like one of the first tournament matches where that's happened. Let's reiterate how the fuck this game happened. So we do the usual, right? Okay, so after queen f3, we play knight d7 question mark, question mark, question mark. But maybe not if it won us the game. And then we trade knights, which is exactly what you want to do when you're down material. Okay, and then we played to this idea of, okay, if he doesn't move this queen, then we have this forking the queen and a really good time travel situation going on. You know, that didn't happen because he did move his queen, so then we got ready to kick it. This happened so that we couldn't play this and defend, you know. Question is, if instead of this we had done this, would that have won for us? That's a good question. This is what this bishop move is preventing, is knight e4. After knight e4 here, how concerned does he actually need to be? He doesn't need to take this, right? He could just play this here now. Because, I mean, if takes back with queen, and I don't have a time travel available because this queen sees both f6 and h4, which is the reason that in the moment I didn't want to just move this knight like this, because he also eventually he sets himself up for a time travel as well, which is probably devastating. Yeah, so I think this is probably the right play. We kick the queen next. Queen moved back to where we thought he would, and then we prepared g5, getting ready to g4. This is the sample move that I said would be great, because then we could just push g4. That's exactly what happened. Queen moves back, and we did this. Which I think is probably the right move. Solidifies the position. I don't know, maybe not. Probably, because yeah, no, I think that we wanted to push this and then this. That was like a really slow idea at the time, but I don't really see what else gets this there. So bishop out here and then run the bishop away. Okay, yeah, I think we started thinking around like here. Like for the day, for the whole match. Push up here makes a lot of sense. But then you have this break. Can't really deal with the break. Not sure what the attempt was here. Maybe wanted to prevent a break like this. I actually don't know. I think that he just wanted to bounce the clock back at us. Because he thought that taking here was bad, because then you open up this file, but also you provide a defender to this pawn, and then maybe some crazy shit can go down. Honestly, probably not as bad as what actually happened. After this happened, which is kind of nuts. Let's see, what happened here? So here, what would we do as white? I guess it makes sense. This happens. That's weird. Maybe that was like I want my queen. Maybe he wanted to cut off like back rank mates. Maybe that's what the idea was. Like running out of time, gotta cut off back rank potential. And then we had this move. I guess I'm really proud of myself for this rook move rather than just capturing with the pawn. Which maybe I would have done in like a past life. I don't think that takes here has any wings. Yeah, because after takes, then there are two defenders on this and two attackers, so it doesn't quite work. Yeah, so the rook play here, and then this. And then after this happens, I think there's an argument to be made for king here. Then if takes, right over here, and then we're good to go. Maybe pawn out would have been the right play in that. Anyway, I think that we've analyzed this game to death. Okay. All right. I will now do the unspeakable for Pro League, in case you didn't guess. I mean the S word, sleep. All right, Romad's going to sleep. Thanks for hanging around. Really appreciate it. I appreciate the raid as well. We got to play some games. It's been a hot minute, Romad. So sleep well. Andre's gonna go to sleep soon too. It's about 4 a.m. Makes sense. For Romad, it's 2 a.m. So truly unspeakable. I like Queen D6. You think so? I mean, yeah. In the moment, the idea with Queen D6 was, you know, just to basically like a defensive battery on our own pawn. So that if bishop takes, which in time travel seems like a good move, you know, we just take back immediately. And then this happened, and then that kind of spooked me a lot. But looking back at it, actually was really dangerous for him, huh? So after we took and he took back, then we played this, and then we moved this knight over. But yeah, this is suddenly mate with a queen. Not that it's obvious how we get there, but like maybe there are then ideas of I can't really time travel to that square easily. Maybe we just played okay. This bishop move was crafty. This knight move did a lot for us. Threatening the queen here, I still can't believe that I didn't just queen here. Seems really silly. But it is what it is. Actually, that queen here maybe would have set us up for... Nah, I don't think there was a good time travel. Okay. Sure, hope it will be possible soon going to stream my match against Graven tomorrow. Let me know when that's happening, because I definitely want to watch that. I'm super excited for that match. Also, you defended your bishop. Yeah. That was the idea. Okay. Do I see myself playing another game tonight after this traumatic experience where I blundered 2 tournament games in a row but somehow equalized? I don't know. Let's check. Actually, what's our rating now? Oh shit, 1607. What does the leaderboard look like? No, everyone's ratings are suddenly inflated because people are playing more ranked because of the league. So we gained elo, but I think we're lower than we were last stream on the leaderboard. We're number 13. We gotta grind some more elo, it seems. All right, cool. I think that we're just gonna call it there. We want to keep the YouTube populated, and that takes time. So I think I'd rather spend the night cutting this up and editing this and getting it ready for the YouTube than to play more 5D chess. So thanks so much to everyone who watched. A special thanks of sorts to Andre for potentially fucking over my entire tournament career by influencing these 2 games. But you know, I guess we let ourselves be incepted by him. Good, or I would not have been able to resist playing. I think that we're going to call it there. Stream on Saturday, the usual time, around 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a 5D hand and brain stream. I'll announce it on the Discord, probably on Lexi's Discord as well. But if you want to play some hand and brain, this is the place to do it. Saturday, around 2 p.m. EST. Be here. And looking forward to it. We haven't done one of those streams in a while, so it should be good times. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.